Hi, my name is Josh Nelson with Plumber and HVAC SEO, and on this video I really want to give you a deep explanation of our program and what we actually bring to the table as a company if you want to have us handle your internet marketing strategy for you. Now, maybe you're watching this video because you read our book, The Complete Guide to Internet Marketing for Plumbing Contractors. Perhaps you were on one of our webinars or attended one of our events. Or maybe you've talked with somebody on our team and you've been exposed to the examples and case studies of how we've helped other plumbing and HVAC companies improve their presence online and significantly increase the number of calls and leads they're getting from the internet. And you're to the point where you say, you know what, I'm interested in potentially having you guys do this for me. I want to partner with you and have you take my internet marketing strategy to the next level. And that's what this video is for. This isn't going to be an educational video. It's really going to be to explain to you exactly what we'll do as a company to really help you take your online marketing strategy to the next level. All with the goal of helping you increase your sales, improve your online reputation, drive more calls, leads, and profitability for your company, and improve the amount of repeat and referral business that you're getting, all as a function of your online marketing strategy. And for us, it all really starts with your website. We feel like whether you've got a fantastic website that you've invested tens of thousands of dollars in, or you've got a basic templatized 3-page website, in any event, we're going to need to get into your domain, we're going to need to get into that website and either develop a new version of the website for you, or if you're in the case where you've made a really nice site, we're going to need to be able to take up where you left off and really take things to the next level. And the reason I say we really feel like it all starts with the website is because the typical plumbing or HVAC website that we're seeing in today's environment has between 3 and 5 pages. Home, about us, our services, coupons, and contact us. And that's about the extent of it. And what we've found is within plumbing and HVAC, there's a lot of different things that you do, and there's a lot of sub-markets that you operate in. And if you want to rank on Google, on Yahoo, on Bing, when someone's typing in those services in the areas that you serve, you have to have pages for each one of those services and each one of those sub-markets. We need to get into the website and develop that content and optimize it so you can rank well in the search engines. Fact is, there's a lot of different things people are typing in. And I've just got a brief list up here on the wall, but we're talking about plumber, plumbing, emergency plumber, drain cleaning. And then when you go deeper than that, you've got water heater, boiler installation, repiping, sump pump installation and repair, garbage disposal installation and replacement. And so I just give these keywords as an illustration that if you want to rank for all of these different things in the cities that you operate in, you're going to need to have pages for each one of those on your website with unique content speaking specifically about that specific issue. And same thing with HVAC. Maybe you're an HVAC contractor, maybe you do plumbing and HVAC. Well, again, it's not just air conditioning installation, air conditioning repair, heating installation, and heating repair. There's a lot of different keyword combinations, and you have to have a content strategy built into your website if you're going to really maximize your exposure for those different keyword combinations. So as I was saying before, typical plumbing HVAC website has home, about us, our services, coupons, contact us. Well, we really feel like a built-out website has pages for each and every single one of the services and each and every one of the sub-cities that you operate in. We find the typical plumbing and HVAC company serves between a 25 and 50 mile radius. And so there's going to be an anchor city, the main city that you serve, but then there's little sub-cities and sub-towns that you operate in as well. And we know that we want to build pages for each one of those sub-cities, combined with plumber, combined with plumbing, if we're going to maximize the opportunity in terms of people that are looking for your services, getting to your website, and potentially calling your office when they need to hire your services. And so just some visual illustration of this, right? When we talk about services, we don't want to just have a page that says we do this, that, and the other. We want to have a specific page for every single one of the services on your website. And this is just a visual representation of that. And each one of those service pages now has to be optimized for the search engines. And you can read through our book or attend one of my webinars if you want to get into the technical nitty-gritty on how we think you optimize a page in terms of the title tags and the H1 tags and the content that's on the page. But ultimately, we need to make sure we've got our keywords that we're focusing on in the title tag, the H1 tag, and we've got to write unique content. And by unique content, I mean it needs to be completely different on your page and on your website than any other plumbing website that's on the internet. And when we talk about the sub-city strategy, right, we want to have pages for each one of the sub-cities and sub-markets that you operate in. And so we might just have a service area tab on your website that links to those various sub-cities and sub-towns that you operate in. And the key here, and where we see it done wrong so often, is those sub-city pages have to be unique. So sub-city 1 and sub-city 2 can't be the same with the only change being the city. You have to write a completely different, a completely authentic and original page that speaks to that specific town. And so that's one of the things our team spends a lot of time doing, is trying to write unique content for all your services and all of those sub-cities and sub-markets that you operate in. And once the website's built out and we've got our content strategy in place and we've got pages for each one of your services and pages for each one of your cities, and all of that's unique and it's optimized correctly with the right title tags and H1 tags and unique content, well, the next step is we've got to make sure that the website is compelling so that it can convert well. By convert well, I mean we want to make sure when somebody gets to your website, because of our SEO efforts, it's as compelling as possible so they take the next step to pick up the phone and call your office. So for us, our company name, Plumber SEO, HVAC SEO, would indicate that we just care about getting you ranked in the search engines, but it's really much more important that you're getting calls, you're getting leads, and that you're growing your business. And so we take it much further than just search engine optimization. And so some of the things we like to do from a conversion optimization perspective is make sure we've got your phone number in the top right-hand corner of every page of your website. Statistics tell us that when somebody gets to your website and they're browsing around, their eyes naturally gravitate to this area over here on your website. So having your phone number in that area maximizes the potential that they're going to pick up the phone and call your office. We want to make sure that there's a web form on every page of your website. Now, a web form is just a place where they can type in their name, their phone number, and a brief description of their situation. So whether they landed on the drain cleaning page or the repiping page or the bathroom remodeling page, why make them take 3 extra steps? The About Us page or the Contact Us page. Give them a place where they can quickly take the next step and enter their information so they can contact you. We like to leverage the social media profiles on your website. We found that the more behind-the-scenes information they can get about you and about your company and feel comfortable that you're authentic, that you're going to treat them right, and that you're real, the higher the probability they're going to feel comfortable and contact your office. And on that same vein, we like to leverage authenticity. Real pictures of the owner of your company, your staff, your office, your trucks, your equipment. The more we can infuse the real personality of your company into the website, the more people feel comfortable and the higher the conversion rate on your website is. And we've seen this happen time and time again. When we take a generic vanilla website and we put pictures of the real people on it, the conversion rates skyrocket. So if we can drive 10 people to your website and only get 1 call, that's not great. That's a 10% click-to-call ratio. Leveraging some of these strategies, we've been able to double that. And so just getting that same 10 visitors, if we can drive 2 calls from that, that makes a total difference in the impact that your online marketing strategy has. So we want to spend a lot of time really focusing on the conversion elements on your website to maximize the profitability and the effectiveness of the campaign. And so just another example, every page we have on your website, we want to make sure there's unique, compelling content that speaks to the hot buttons, speaks to the issues that consumer's having when they get to that page, and of course have a call to action. So many times I get on a plumbing website and let's say it's a repiping page. It talks about repiping, it talks about the different options, but it never says what to do next. Of course, you want to tell them, pick up the phone and call our office to schedule an appointment or click here to have somebody from our staff contact you. So we make sure we think all of these things through on just about every page of your website. The other critical element from a conversion perspective is mobile optimization. More and more people are getting to your website via their mobile devices. When somebody's got a plumbing or HVAC emergency, they've got a situation that they need resolved immediately, do you think they're more likely to run to their computer and sit down and type in a search, or they might more likely just to take out their smartphone, their iPhone or their Android, and get to your website that way? Well, the answer is statistics tell us more and more people are getting to the internet on their mobile phones for the services you provide. So we're going to make sure you have a completely mobile optimized version of your website so they can quickly get the information they need, they can tap a button and be dialing your office without having to copy it down and redial it from your phone. It's essential from a conversion perspective, and it's bolted into everything we do for you as a client. The next really important piece of the equation is Google Maps optimization. And so Google Maps is one of the main places people look when they need your plumbing and HVAC services. So we talked about setting up your website and optimizing it for the search engines and putting the right elements in place for conversion. What do we need to do in order to make sure you're ranking on the map in your market? Well, there really are three core elements that go into getting ranked well in the Google Map listings. The first is having a claimed and optimized Google Map listing. We do that at Google Places and Google Plus Local, and there's some steps we follow to make sure that we've claimed your listing and that it's optimized correctly. Of course, we follow a lot of the best practices that we've developed as a company and published in our book and on our ongoing seminars and training series that we put together. But there are little things that we do to make sure that Google knows exactly what your name, address, phone number is so that you can rank well in the map listings. The second critical element for getting ranked in the Google Map is having consistency in your name, address, and phone number. And so when Google tries to determine who's going to be ranked in the map, any area that you serve, and we know that there's probably another 150 to 200 plumbing companies right in your same city, Google's got a challenge. Who should be spot A, who should be spot B, and who should be spot Z? And so their algorithm is set up that they want to serve the most relevant companies, the most authoritative companies. And so they're looking at how often is your company referenced, not just on Google Maps, but on other places across the web. Are you referenced on YP.com? Are you referenced on Angie's List? Are you referenced on City Search? There's about 350 popular online directory listings, and the more Google finds you in those various places, the more authoritative they deem you to be, and we found that that has a major impact in your rankings. So as part of our process, we're going to make sure that you're in all of those major online directory listings with consistency of your name, address, and phone number. One of the big things that people miss on this is they're in a lot of the directories, but they've used tracking numbers, or they've used a different name or a different address or some permutation of any of those three variables, name, address, and phone number. And when you have that, what happens is you have fragmentation, where you might be in 350 online directories because you're listed differently, you only have 17 of this version of your name, address, and phone number, and 33 of this version of your name, address, and phone number, and so you don't get the true value for that citation across the web. So what we do is we spend a lot of time finding that inconsistency, making sure that it's uniform so that you get the authority you deserve. And of course, the third critical element for getting ranked in the Google Map listings is online reviews. You have to have reviews from your real customers in your true service area. We found the companies that have more reviews obviously are more authoritative and hence start to rank better in the map listings. So we want to put a process in place to help you get real reviews from your real customers in your true service area. And we've developed what we feel is the ultimate review automation process. And it's a process that helps to automate the way that you get requests from your customers, gather reviews from across the web and post them in a centralized place on your website, create a live count of your online reviews, and alert you as new reviews are posted. And so just to kind of illustrate what this process is and how it works, we use a mobile technology called Nearby Now. And the way it works is, as your technicians are going about their day, assuming they have smartphones like an iPhone, an Android phone, or an iPad, when they get to wherever the service is taking place, they would take out their phone and they would check in. Now, once that check-in takes place, the GPS coordinates from your phone recognizes this was in city A, or it was in city B, or it was in city C, and that content automatically posts to your website through Nearby Now. And what it does is it creates a heat map, giving Google a pretty strong indication as to what your true service area is. Now, the next piece of that is after they've done the check-in, they would go back to their phone and they would type in the customer's name and email address to request a review. And an email that's already been queued up will go out to the customer saying, hey, thanks so much for choosing XYZ Plumbing. We really appreciate the opportunity to serve you, and would love it if you just take a few minutes to write us a review. Now, I just want you to think about how often your technicians are going out and providing service throughout the day. If you've got a systematic process like this, where after every service call, they're checking in, this creates unique content for your website, unique content for the sub-city pages on your website, which give it more authority and help it potentially rank better. And you're systematically requesting reviews after every service call, you have no question but to realize you're going to get more reviews from your real customers in your true service area. And that's going to help us get you ranked better in the Google Map listings. Now, the second piece of our online reputation management system is we want to make sure that we're showcasing the online reviews that you get. And we actually implement a tool that scours the web, and it goes to sites like Angie's List and City Search and YP.com and Google Maps, and creates a count of all of the online reviews that you have. So if you've got 13 on Angie's List and 17 on Google Maps and 33 on some other source, there's going to be a place on your website that's counted all of those online reviews and showcases it for your customers to see. And on your reviews page of your website, there'll be a list of all the reviews that you've received as a company and what the source for that review is. And it creates a great way for your customers who are just thinking about whether they want to contact you or not to really get a sense that you're a solid company and see what all the other customers are saying about you. Now, one of the neat things we've implemented in this review automation process is we've got to have some level of filtering, right? You don't want the reviews page on your website to be showcasing a 2-star review or a 1-star review from a disgruntled customer. Right? You want to kind of showcase the positive. And so our filtering gives us the ability to say if it's 4 stars or higher, then we want that to be published on the website. We want that to be public. If it's less than that, if it's 2 stars or 3 stars, well, then we want to know about it, but we don't necessarily want to publicize it. So every time you get an online review of 4 stars or less, you'll get an email that says, hey, you just got a negative review, and our team will be there for you to kind of map out how can we address this? How should we respond to this? What should be our next step in order to minimize the impact of that negative review? And of course, if it's 4 stars or higher, it'll hit the website. It'll also post to your social media profiles like Facebook and Twitter so that you're sharing the good news. If you got a 5-star or higher, why not let your customers and your social media following know that you've got great feedback? And all of this works together to help you showcase the positive in a way that's going to improve your rankings on the Google Maps, but also really showcase the good feedback that you're getting as a company. There's a dashboard built in where you're able to log in to one centralized place, see all your reviews from across the web, and be able to respond right within the system if you wanted to. So you can respond to that negative Yelp review or say thank you to that lady that just said something nice about you on Angie's List. And you'll be able to report on a consistent basis and see, when we started this reputation monitoring process, how many reviews did we have? Maybe we had 10 or 15. If we're doing this on a consistent basis, we're consistently thanking our customers and asking them for reviews after every service call, we're going to have more reviews. This will give us the ability to really chart that out and see how that number is increasing over time. So the next piece of the puzzle, of course, now we've got to build the authority for your website, for your domain. We talked about optimizing the website, getting the right content on the website, claiming and optimizing the Google Map listings, and building your authority in terms of citations and online reviews. Well, the next step is you've got to have inbound links. And links are just other websites pointing back to your website. And this is a constantly changing puzzle, right? Google's algorithm is constantly changing. It used to be, it was just about having more links than the competition. So if your website had 762 links from various sources, whether it was in India or China, or authentic quality links, it didn't matter. Google would see that and say, this must be an authoritative company and give you strong rankings. And the latest changes in the Google algorithm, Google's now penalizing spam links. So if you've got links from websites that are not home service specific, they're not specific to your area, those links will actually probably wind up hurting you as opposed to helping you in terms of your online rankings. So as far as I'm concerned, it's he who has the most quality inbound links wins. And part of our process, once we get started, if you've been doing internet marketing, if you've got an SEO strategy that maybe worked well and isn't working so well now, is to find out why. Do you have bad links? If so, our team's going to go in, identify the negative links, and put some processes in place to get them removed to get you back where you need to be. If you're just getting started, if you're really just needing to build that authority, we're going to be building quality, relevant inbound links on a consistent basis. And there's a lot of things we can do as an organization to build links. You know, there's the directories and associations that you belong to. There's social media profiles. We're going to look for quality, relevant inbound links, and our team's going to build those so they get pointed back to your website, which ultimately is going to move not just your homepage up in rankings, but your drain cleaning page and your water heater installation page and your sub-city pages on that website. Now, one of the key things we do to really get quality inbound links is what we call competitive link acquisition. These items over here are what we call like the low-hanging fruit, that pretty much anybody could go in and say, okay, I'm going to add myself to the association website, I'm going to add myself to the Chamber of Commerce website, and those are obvious, and we're definitely going to take advantage of those. But kind of a ninja strategy is to start to look at the companies that rank really well in your market. So if we type in your city plumber or your city AC repair, there's going to be certain companies that are ranking at the very top of the search engines. And they're ranking there because they've got a good website with quality content and relevant links and citations. And so there are tools that we can use that will tell us, that company that's in the #1 spot, what links does he have pointing back to his website? If he's in the #1 spot, again, he's there because he has lots of good quality inbound links. Well, we'll be able to now develop a list of all the links pointed back to that guy that's in the first spot, the second spot, the third spot. And our team will systematically map those links and say, okay, which of these links aren't currently pointed to your website, and how can we get those same or similar links pointed back to your website? And so it's a manual process, it's a slow process, but it's the right way to do it. And when we do that consistently, create good content, drive quality, relevant inbound links, get online reviews consistently from our customers, that's how we're able to get you in a dominant position for the plumbing and HVAC related services in your area. And if you haven't already looked at some of our examples and case studies, I'd really encourage you to look, because anybody can talk a big game about internet marketing and search engine optimization, but what you want to do is you want to find a company that can show you real-world examples and case studies, proof of other plumbing and HVAC companies that they work with, and can show you, okay, here's their website. If we go to Google and we type in the keywords in their city, plumber, plumbing, emergency plumber, drain cleaning, this is where they rank. And that's exactly what we show you in our example and case studies that are on our website. Now, the other piece of the puzzle is content. Once the website's set up and it's structured correctly, and you've got some quality inbound links coming and you've got a reputation management process, you still have to be updating the website on a consistent basis. Google's an information-seeking mechanism, and the companies and the websites that have good, relevant content being posted on a consistent basis are the ones that are going to win the online marketing and search engine optimization war. And so part of our service is we're going to become your content development team. We've got writers on staff that are going to think about what are relevant things we could write for your company, what to do in the event of a plumbing emergency, why you might want to consider tanked versus tankless water heaters. And on a weekly basis, we're going to update the blog on your website, we're going to write the content, we're going to post it, and we're going to optimize it so that your website gets the proper authority and ultimately wins that online marketing battle. Now, another option we always like to implement for our clients is leveraging social media. And obviously social media is very popular right now. You've got Facebook and Twitter and Google+, and the trends are very, very strong. There's literally millions and millions of users on these different social media platforms. But often when I talk about social media with my plumbing and HVAC prospects and clients, I get a blank slate. And they say, how in the world does social media apply to me as a plumbing business owner? How's it going to help me get more calls? How's it going to help me grow my business? And the way I like to frame it is, what's your number one source of business right now? If you just stop and think for a moment, you're probably going to come to the quick realization that your number one source of business is repeat and referral business. The customers that have used you in the past using you again, and the customers that love you referring you to their friends and colleagues. And any plumbing or HVAC business should be based on that foundation. And so really social media gives you the opportunity to tap into that repeat and referral business and take it to the whole nother level. And again, the reason I say that is on Facebook there's 1.6 billion users. The average Facebook customer has 135 friends and is checking in between 6 and 9 times per day. So if we can get a process in place to get your real customers in your real service area that are using Facebook to press the like button, by virtue of them pressing like, they've given you exposure to their 135 friends because they pressed like. Now their friends see that they liked you, and that's going to give you exposure to all of those people in your area that are in their sphere of influence. And again, because they pressed like, they've given you permission to remain top of mind. They're checking in between 6 and 9 times per day. So if you're systematically putting out relevant updates on your Facebook profile that aren't obnoxious but just help to remain top of mind with those people, they're going to see you each and every time they log into their Facebook page. And we found this to be a powerful, powerful strategy for driving more repeat and referral business. And so within social media, what we're going to do is our team's going to manage that social media process for you. We're going to make sure that you've got properly set up Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, and YouTube profiles. And then our team is going to post updates to those social channels on your behalf on a daily basis. So you'll know that there's some relevant content being posted consistently, and then we're going to be listening to the social profiles. So if somebody says something about you, if they post a comment, if they post a question, our team, your team, is going to be listening to that and engaging with your customers so you know you have an active, vibrant social media strategy that's in place. And so now as you start to look at the overall online marketing plan that we're going to be implementing for you, you have to make sure you have the right tracking mechanisms in place to track, measure, and quantify. Because ultimately, it's all about return on investment. It's not about ranking number one. It's not about having the best content on your website. It's really about getting more calls, more revenues, and more profitability in your business. And so there's 3 core tracking mechanisms we're going to put in place to help you really track, measure, and quantify as a result of our services. The first is what's called Google Analytics. And Google Analytics is a piece of code we're going to put on your website that gives us the ability to see how many people got to your website, what they typed in to get there, how long they stayed. But the key thing we're looking at for Google Analytics is the number of people that are getting to your website increasing on an ongoing basis. And so that's a very critical equation. If we're doing all this stuff and we're doing it right, that number should be on the rise. The second key thing we put in place is called a keyword tracking report. And we're going to develop a list of about 100 keywords that we think are really relevant in your area. Plumber, plumbing, emergency plumber, drain cleaning, water heater installation, water heater repair. And what this report will do is it will tell us exactly where you rank on Google, Yahoo, and Bing for each one of those keywords. And that report will be updated on a monthly basis. So you'll be able to see, okay, for my city plumber, I'm in the 5th spot or I'm in the 7th spot. And as we're doing our job and as you see that report, you'll see your numbers go from maybe non-existent to page 3 to page 2 to page 1. And that's what we're all about, helping to move your rankings up so that you get more visitors and more calls within your business. So the third critical tracking mechanism we like to put in place is called tracking. And it's really just a function of setting up a unique tracking number that we put on your website and your online profiles so that when somebody picks up the phone and calls your office, it rings to your office just like it always does, but we have the ability to gauge how many calls are coming in as a direct result of this effort, play back recordings of those conversations, and help you quantify down to the call level what your true return on investment is. And so that's our process. We want to make sure we put all of the right strategies in place. Set up your website, optimize it for the search engines, create all of the right pages, all the right subsidy pages, do the link building, claim the online directories, set up your online citations, put a process in place to help you get online reviews on a consistent basis, manage your blog, manage your social media profiles, put some tracking and measurement in place so we can really quantify the return on investment. And then from there, it's all about ongoing strategic planning. And our team, our account managers, our content developers are here to serve you. And it's not a one-time set up and be done with it type of thing. We're going to be having an ongoing conversation with monthly meetings to recap. Here's what we've accomplished, here's where we're going, and here's what's next. So I will tell you, we only work with one company in each major market. And our services are on a first-come, first-served basis. So the reason we do it this way is we really feel like it would be a conflict of interest to come to a business relationship with you in your market and then go to 3 or 4 or 5 of your competitors and offer to do the same. We don't do business that way. So I'm going to encourage you, if you feel like this is a good fit and you feel like it would be of benefit to have our team and our strategy implementing on your behalf to help you grow your business and take your company to the next level, I'd encourage you to call us right away. You can reach us at 866-610-4647. You can visit us online at plumberseo.net. I really appreciate your time and look forward to helping you take your company to the next level by getting your internet marketing right.